Hey, girl. How's it going, Maim? How's it going? What's new with
Nothing, girl.
you?
I'm recovering from this COVID shot.
Was it bad this time?
The joint pain and the muscle pain was a lot this time. Like it was more, yeah. I don't know if I think I preferred having the fever last time to having this one because
See,
yeah,
last time I got 102 fever.
yeah.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
that's true. Actually, I probably wouldn't like that again.
Yeah. Like, but the other two times I had joint pain and just was very tired. So, but the
Yeah.
fact is, last you a couple days, girl. Did you get your flu shot too at the same
Yeah.
time? Okay, that could.
I didn't say. Well, I mean, because they were like, well, when I was looking into it, I was like, well, I am in the public literally twice a week, so
Yeah. Might as well.
yeah, exactly. So
Might as well.
I mean, I don't feel bad today. I think the only thing that's lingering today is I have like a little bit of a headache that's still lingering from it. That kind of hangover headache.
Do you have to let it linger, girl? Do you have to?
Do you have to?
Do you have to?
Do you have to
let it linger? Don't make me sing.
Don't, no.
Yeah, we were at karaoke at a Wednesday night. Group of us after having dinner, we all went to karaoke afterwards. Except for the ones with the baby. The ones with the baby went home, but the rest of us went out to karaoke, and it was a gay old time. It was
not a gay old time.
It was dead. Well, let me just tell you, Wednesday at 8 p.m.
I know it's so funny. Like sometimes when people talk about karaoke, I'm like, I don't really. No, this is not me saying. I'm like, I don't really know about dead karaoke's because like my karaoke's are never really dead. So I don't know.
It really is it gets a little busier. Like 8 o'clock is nobody's going out to carry. They're still eating dinner, right? They are. Like when we were leaving around 10, it started getting a little busier, and I think between like 10 and 12 is their busiest time.
That makes sense.
But yeah, it was when we were there. It was dead. and people started asking, Mims, will you sing? Mims, you want to sing? I'm like, no.
Me sing? No.
And I had not had enough alcohol at that point. Like, for me to do my Me and Bobby McGee.
Really? You have to have that much alcohol to do that one?
Not that much, but a little bit. Also, I'm saving that for when people are around.
Oh. Come on, flowers. Try to get their flowers, honey. Yes.
My coin. Just give my coin. Give my coin.
She could buy herself flowers, but she preferred you buy them.
That's exactly right. So I could throw them right back at you. Thank you very much. I don't like these. I don't even
Stupid rhododendrons again.
Rhododendrons of all flowers you pull out of your ass, one that you aren't even supposed to cut, like one that is a protected species in America, and you are like, rhododendrons. God almighty. Right. Not tulips or roses, mums, like carnations. You could have gone
marigolds.
Marigolds. Who the hell puts a marigold in it? God damn it. Oh, I'm exhausted. I went out to eat Laotian food. There's a nice new Fufujiji Laotian restaurant near me. It's delicious. Like, it's fucking phenomenal. But you know, I had 2 drinks there, and then went out to a bar, had a couple more drinks, and had a beer. So no, it wasn't a beer. It was bourbon. When I got home last night, so
there's a big difference there.
Well,
potato.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Does the Laotian place have Laotian cocktails?
No, but they have like Laotian inspired cocktails. So they have a pina colada that has ube in it. Oh, it was delicious. Have you ever had halo halo before?
Think so.
It's the Filipino dessert that's got ube ice cream, coconut, bits of guava, and like you mix it all together and eat it.
Yeah.
It kind
We
of
have a couple of Filipino restaurants here.
it kind of tastes like that. I love Filipino food. When I come down, we should do Filipino.
Down. It's literally all in the same area. All of the Filipino people are in the same part of South Florida.
Does MrMahaffey like Filipino food?
I think so.
I don't. Is it very gluten free? I don't know.
They use a lot of rice.
Yeah, but like their sauces and stuff.
I don't know. I don't know.
Exasperated party of one. Look, exasperated party of one.
The wait staff won't know. No one will know. No one will know. All I know is okay. I'm not exasperated, but I will tell you.
I'm not exasperated, but
the funniest gluten-free incident that we've had, I think, ever was at this little we went to this out of the way place in Hawaii when we were there last year, and he's doing his best. He really is. He's trying to ask these nice people about if certain things have gluten in them, and as me and you both know, I cook a lot of food, so I'm at least somewhat familiar with a lot of ingredients. And for some reason, he wouldn't believe me, and so he decided to ask them, and they were like, "Yes." And I'm like, "No, it doesn't." And he's like, "What?" And so they both were confused. Everyone was confused. I was like, "Is it glutinous rice flour?" And they said, "Yes." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's not the same, honey. That's not gluten from wheat.
No,
so
that's not.
You're fine.
Yeah,
you're fine."
Yes.
Meanwhile, I could literally see on like the shelf in the kitchen like a giant box of glutinous rice flour, and I was just like,
yeah.
Someone listen to me, please.
Yeah. No, it's not the same. Glutinous rice flour is just.
It's not the same.
It's just rice flour that acts like gluten. It's a sticky ass rice. Yes, my God.
It was just very funny. I was just like, "Can you just trust me? Just for food stuff, just trust me."
No. Exasperated party of one. Exasperated party of one.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe, yeah. I'm not gonna go sit in the restaurant though. I'm just gonna sit at the bar. The bar section of exasperated. You don't want your table? You don't want your tables are? No, I'm good. I'm just gonna go
there's gluten in them. They're hills. Soy sauce must be a nightmare for y'all. Speaking of nightmares, babe, did you know that we have a Patreon? Dear listeners, if you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw some money at Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have another podcast?
What?
That's right. We have You Slay Me, our Murder, She Wrote podcast, and Maim, and announcement again, second week with an announcement to remind ourselves of this announcement. Starting toward the end of September, Maim, we are resurrecting. We've got the black candles. We have got a necromancer, and
come on, necromancy.
We are bringing back. We Object from the Grave. It'll be monthly, dear listeners. And if you're a patron, you can get to see us recording it, and we'll put it there. Maim, we're also going to be able to send Over the Moon home. It's been in a coma in a hospital. We're able to send it home starting this month. So, dear listeners, you'll be able to listen to Over the Moon again monthly. Wherever you get your podcasts, it's our moonlighting podcast. And if you're a patron, you'll also get that video.
Yeah.
Right on your door. Right on. Come on, knock on my door. Wait, no, wrong
Come on, knock on
podcast.
my door.
Wrong podcast. That's for you, slay me this week. That's for you, slay me this week.
Sorry.
Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Merchandise, MrMahaffey.com. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do you know what I love, Maim? Do you know what I love?
Well, you love a good 5-star review, honey.
Do. They really help me. They really keep me in sanity check and keep me from being exasperated.
Well, that explains a lot because we haven't gotten one in a while. Sick. Keeping it in check, honey. That's
This is, God damn it! This is season 5.
Good Lord.
This is season 5, episode 1, The Big Desk, part 1.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Well, now you do.
Yes.
Georgia. Oh, Georgia.
Is that Ray Charles?
It is Ray Charles doing the fat Ray Charles. It's Ray Charles. I think we're related to him.
Me too, honey. Me too.
Girl, speaking of that, I don't know if you noticed, one of your cousins, I think it was one of your cousins, or somebody.
One of my real cousins or play cousins?
I don't know. But on your Facebook, I responded something about liver mush. And she was like, "Hey, I live in Statesville too." I'm like, "Oh no, what? Do I know you? Because I'm from there. I don't remember you. I do not remember you." But you have so many cousins and nieces and nephews. Somehow you had nieces and nephews that were older than both of us combined, and I just don't know how any of this works.
It's called broken marriages, broken homes.
Party of one.
Party of one, honey. Party of one.
Anyway, yeah. So we have the shortest version of Georgia ever. Like, I think that's a Hulu thing because I remember it being longer back when it was aired.
I mean, this is just like this is not.
And like all the ladies are sitting seductively on the piano. And
Julia especially.
Yeah, and we have Jan Hooks who's here, and then we have that blonde woman who's here. And you'll notice that Charlene and Suzanne are no longer on the piano.
What?
Yeah. Turns out that they didn't, that they're leaving.
No.
And also you'll notice that the font has changed.
Yes.
It's very, they've gone to like a goofy, it's like the Comic Sans font of TV fonts now.
So stupid.
Well, we're at Sugarbakers.
Sugarbakers.
And it's special guest star Gene Smart now. Like it's
no!
in big bold letters, special guest star Gene Smart.
It's happening.
It's happening. And we are, dear listeners, my husband tried to watch this. We made it through the intro of Georgia. He saw Blondie Locks and was like, "I'm done. She's going to be taxing." Just like no more. So Mr. Mims is no longer watching.
Wow.
Designing Women.
Mr. Mims has summed up how all of collective America felt about this choice.
Yep. I'm sure there's some people that like her.
I mean,
You
I
do.
like her in that that she serves a purpose. I mean, I don't like the purpose.
I still don't
and
know what
I
the
really-
purpose is.
To just be a stick in the craw of whatever.
They
show
should
put her
have
on.
just gone with Miss Texas from next season, just brought her in this season, been done with it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So Charlene is scheduling a strippogram. More on that in a minute.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mary Jo's here, and Quentin left his squirt gun in the car, and she's just been holding up all day and squirted Mary Jo, squirted Charlene with it. You know, these days people get shot for doing stuff like that.
That's true. Or, taking to HR.
There's an HR here.
No, I'm just saying like in general.
Gotcha.
In general.
So Claudia's finally graduated and gone to college. We haven't seen her in half a season, so that's where she is. Quentin, if that was the same actor that played him in the last episode as previous, he hadn't grown that much.
Isn't that weird? I thought that too. I was like, based on Claudia's thing and the fact that she's now in college, like, wouldn't Quentin be like near 8th grade-ish now?
Yeah,
like,
I was like, does he have that there Webster disease? Yes, ma'am. Yes, but having an N of 2 for that disease, it may only affect Black people.
Oh, that's true.
No, I don't. It does not. But that was just a. I've only really known 2 famous people to have that,
and they were both.
They were both black.
Men.
Yeah.
Little black men.
Yep.
Shout out, Webster. Shout out.
Just the look on your face when you said that, it got me. That hit hard. Anyway, we find out that it's Julia's birthday, and Mary Jo and Charlene got her a strippogram.
What?
I know, right? Why didn't anybody ever do that for me?
Me neither.
I don't like strippers.
I mean, they're fine. They're whatever. I don't like the concept of strippers. Like, I can appreciate a handsome dude, whatever, but I don't get I've never understood the concept of you are such a handsome or female, you are such a beautiful human being that I'm going to take money out and just give you money just because you're so beautiful. That part for me is just
it's not that. That is not. It is I want to have sex with you. I cannot have sex with you. We've turned this into a transaction where you can touch me, but I'm not allowed to have sex with you. So because it's a transaction, it's now okay.
Unless you can't touch them, because I've been to some of the gay bars.
Well,
and
no,
you can't touch them.
Well, I'm more thinking of the like married man going to a strip club, right?
Oh, okay.
I mean, gay people. It's all about money and sex anyway. So who cares? Like that's just
okay. That was a little sermon right there. Deacon.
Not that there's quote Seinfeld, not that there's anything wrong with it. Look, I it does not bother me one way or the other. I'm trying to get the mentality of the cis straight male going to a strip club. The gay male going to a strip club is like, hey, I can see his penis if I just give a little change.
Literally. When I pull open the thing, I was always like, I haven't been to a lot of strip clubs, but I always was like, really? Like, that's just,
As someone who has gone to a Chatterbait website, dear listeners, don't put that in. I understand that, right? Like, I understand the gay portion of it, not the mystique of I can't have sex with you, so I'm going to tip you. I guess that's really what it is. I don't understand the straight version of it. I understand the gay version of it better.
I think, Well, the thing is, this is really funny to me. Like I said, I know that the gay and straight ones are very different, but like in my head, I think if I was at a straight establishment,
What's in your head? Zombie. Go on.
yeah, if I was at a straight establishment and I literally saw the same behaviors,
Uh-huh.
like I said, just pull it open
Yep.
their G strings and just taking a look.
Yeah.
I would think that's wild, but for us, it's so normal now.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Yeah,
just I don't know.
yeah,
Strip culture is it's a hoot of a culture.
It is. It's a hootenanny. It is a hootenanny, ain't it? Well, we find out that Suzanne sold her part of the business.
What?
And Charlene misses seeing her on the couch with her big hair, telling them mentioning how ugly everybody was. Well, Carlene is here. And it's Charlene's little sister.
Oh.
Well, Carlene comes downstairs with a big Olivia.
That baby's big.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, and
time to get that SAG card, girl. Sucks time. Get your Angela Lansbury's radar. She'll help you.
She's actually got a cigarette hanging out of her mouth. She's like the baby from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes. Gaga.
Well, it's Jan Hooks. And I love her. Like she is an appropriate replacement for Charlene.
She's so good.
She is so good. She was 100% better than everybody else on that shitty time in SNL. Like that was the horrible time.
Her and Nora Dunn.
Yes, that time of SNL. Ooh, girl.
It's rough.
Ooh, girl. Julia Louis-Dreyfus. He's right on the hell out.
It's a rough time.
We find out that Carlene and Mary Jo went to a singles bar last night.
Oh, not a singles bar.
And she got there. All went well, except for one man who put his tongue in her ear. And she said, "Sir, don't you know that I'm Mrs. Dwight something or another?" And blah, 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 blah. The divorce is not over yet. And eventually Mary Jo just pulled out the squirt gun and squirted him in the pants and made him go away.
That's what happens when you mess with the soon to be former wife of Dwayne Dauber.
Dwayne Dauber. Thank you. Dwayne Dauber. That's the name I was trying to look. See, in a gay club, the wetness down there is something else.
Yeah. Discharge.
Or precum. Dear listeners, that's probably too much. Hide your children, hide your wives.
Honestly, now that I think about it, it could just be pee also.
It could be pee too. See, that, this is my crazy moral thing. When I would go to the bar, I never really got hot and heavy with people.
Right.
Like I made out with one person at a bar once. Because I, for some reason, had the childhood, that's what it was. I knew too many people at the bar. At behind the bartenders, and if I ever did have an erection and they saw it, I would never live it down because I was a prude.
Now I'm trying to think about have I ever made out with a person at the gay bar before? I think yes. I think maybe 2 people.
Okay. Okay.
That was in the post breakup drunken mess of a person that I was for that period of time. And I remember one of them under the dark lights of Ramrod and the smokiness.
That breakup, not the breakup a while ago, the more recent breakup.
The more recent one,
okay.
Yes.
Oh God, you made out with somebody at Ramrod?
Yes. Yeah. And I was like, this guy is so hot and blah 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 blah. And then we left and we got outside and I was like, oh, I was drunk. I wasn't that drunk. That was geez. we'd already exchanged numbers inside too, and that was a thing. Because he was like trying to like marry me after like a week. It was weird. It was weird.
Oh,
That was a weird time for me.
It's just like that song by The Weeknd called "Blinding Lights."
That's what it was like. That's what it was like. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the only person I ever really made out with, I think I've made out with my husband in a gay bar. That doesn't count.
Oh.
Yeah, but I this one in my youth. It was one day. It was Halloween, and there was this short little dude who I'd had a crush on for a long time.
Here we go.
And he was a drunk. I was a girl. He was a drunk. Can it be any more obvious? Little Avril for you there. But no, and I made out with him for a second, and then he's like, "No, this is a huge mistake." I'm like, with that voice right now, sounded like Phil Stiller having 3 too many. It probably is.
I mean, it sounded like Phil Stiller's last breath.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture of it. You may
Rip Taylor comes in with the confetti. He throws it just before Phyllis's heart monitor goes flatline. He goes, "Hi!"
Do you remember this person?
I do.
Okay, yeah, that's them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that person?
You probably don't remember the name.
No.
Okay.
Boo-boo, I mean, I've been here like 13 years now. I don't barely remember almost anything.
You barely remember. Exasperated party of what? Yeah. Girl, whenever we go out to dinner, whenever I come down, we should use those kinds of names if we go to someplace actually like exasperated.
What's the name I should put this under? Exasperated. And just that face. Like...
if MrMahaffey's there, put upon. I kid. I love him. I just couldn't resist that. Or actually, if he's there, celiac. Oh, celiac. Just get in there right at the beginning.
What's your name? Celiac. What you got a problem with? Y'all got no bread up in here. You better hide the bread, Eddie. Hide the bread, hide the rolls.
Oh, God, you're welcome. Well, it's Julia's birthday, and happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday, Julia.
Happy birthday, Julia. Well, Julia doesn't like birthdays.
What?
She doesn't. She just that's it. And so Mary Jo squirts her in the face, and Julia just grabs the gun out of her hand.
Sensible.
Well, it's a little bit later on again at Sugar Baker's. This all happens in one set this time.
It does. Not a lot of jumps.
Not a lot of jumps. Not a lot of interest. Not a lot of anything. Well, Julia reiterates she hates her birthday. We get that again. And like Carlene goes on a thing about Ralph Lauren not even being gay. What? He's married and has kids. What's his real name? Do you remember? You don't remember his real name? Oh, God, what is it? Dear listeners, it's not Ralph Lauren.
I never liked his stuff.
Ralph Lifshitz, that's right.
Lifshitz!
Lifshitz, yep.
Oh my God, I loved him in Chicago.
Like I remember when Joel Rivers would go off about him having, she's like, yeah, you can really tell his last name's Lifshitz and this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Rusty's here. And he's showing his crack yet again, Maim.
Hey, Rusty's crack.
It's the star of the show that keeps on starring. And Mary Jo's like, hey, Rusty, we got that plug over there doesn't work. Could you bend over and get to it? And she grabs a squirt gun. And Julia's like, no, we'll just put in a kerosene lamp.
Mm-hmm.
Kerosene lamp. Yeah. Did you ever have a kerosene heater when you were growing up?
I did.
We did too.
Yeah.
And then, like, they are not safe.
No,
they are really not safe.
When I think about some of the things I used to do to that thing, like pour a little bit of water on the top just to like watch it like bubble, it's like, Jesus Christ. We should have never been left alone in those houses by ourselves.
Yeah, we turned out okay.
Delusional party of two. Delusional party of two.
Oh God. Yeah. That's it's true. We'll take bar seating as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll stand. It's fine.
Is Hector working tonight?
God, many civil rights lawyer. Well, Charlene's getting a call. I don't know where her phone is in this mess. Charlene's getting a call.
Hello.
And she's going to meet the Queen of England.
Whoa.
Yes. She's very excited.
Freddie Mercury was still alive at this point. I didn't realize that.
She's talking about Prince Andrew.
Mommy.
It's so funny that everybody rumored that he was gay. No, he was just a pedophile. There's a big difference.
A huge difference there.
Huge difference.
Giant difference.
Giant difference. Well, Anthony's here, and we find out he's actually been leased to stay at Suzanne's, and Julia's cousin showed up.
Oh.
She's moving back in early. Apparently, she was supposed to come next month and only stay for the month, and she's Suzanne leased the house to her long term.
Oh.
We find out the cousin's name is Allison.
Take a breath, honey. Take a breath.
According to Julia, she looks like Tinkerbell. She's very slight with a big old puff of blonde hair on top. According to Anthony, she acts like Leona Helmsley.
We were obsessed with that woman for a long
We
time.
were. I don't really know.
We had the strangest obsessions as kids.
Her, Christy Brinkley. Yeah. We were odd children.
We really were odd kids.
There's
just not getting it. There's no really getting around it sometimes when I think about it.
We were very, very weird children. Like,
I was singing a song at karaoke the other week.
What song?
And it was Dance 10 Looks 3 from a chorus line.
Okay.
And that's the one that starts by the chorus is like tits and ass.
Yes.
And literally someone was like, oh my God, how do you know this song so well? I was like, I've been singing it since I was 5. And when it came out of my mouth, I was like, that's not normal, right? Like,
fussy.
right? Like, that's not like, I knew the entire soundtrack to Victor Victoria before I was even like 10. Like, that's not normal. I feel like.
And Mother Maim was still surprised when this occurred.
She just thought I loved show tunes.
Mother Maim, you've spent an extended amount of time in New York City.
She grew up there.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Big Sister Maim wasn't surprised, though.
Honey, she was trying to keep that dam from breaking. She was like, not today, Andy. Not yet. Not today. Not today.
I sense the drag is strong in this one. We need to keep this contained for a little while. Oh, God. You got to Greensboro, it just all came out.
It all came out. Ooh, 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 ooh. I mean, it was leaking far before then, you know.
Make a pill for that. Well, a delivery person is here, and Julia's like, no, no strippers, no strippers, no. He's a hot delivery person, dude. Like they found a.
I mean,
good looking.
let's not like foreshadowing, but like
foreshadowing.
More attractive than the other.
Yeah, much more attractive.
Like literally, I was like, huh?
Yeah, they should switch the roles because the one later looks like a scuzzy stripper, and the one
which I do love because like that was like all of them look like that in the 80s. All of them look like that
because of Fabio.
Yeah, no, I know, but it was just like I had forgotten that until then. I was like, oh my gosh, that terrible tan that was like way like and almost like blackface.
The hypercolor shorts. Yes. God. We'll get to that in a moment, though, girl. So, no, it's a desk for Allison. And it is huge. Huge. It is a huge desk. Next page.
It's such an ugly desk, too.
It really is. It really is. So, we're back from commercial break. And there's also a huge chair that Charlene's like, well, this is more like a throne than a chair. It is. Like, it's got a huge, like, backing to it. And, yeah.
So there's a lot of terrible things there.
Well, Allison's here. And there's a lot of clapping when she arrives. Dear listeners, I need to talk for a minute.
Oh no.
It's not that I dislike her a lot. Okay. Like her
Did
as
you
an
say
actress.
I dislike her a lot?
And like I don't mind her in Newhart. Okay. Or the Bob Newhart show. Newhart.
Yes.
Newhart.
It was Newhart.
Newhart, right. I don't mind her in Newhart. I think she fits a role in Newhart. She's not my favorite part of Newhart. But she did actually know what she was doing, right? The woman won like I think 2 Emmys for Newhart, maybe 3. Like,
I mean, you can tell by the audience's reception, they were all very excited that she was there.
But her in this role to replace Delta Burke, who is legitimately one of the funniest women in the 80s and 90s, like, just, it's a slap in the face to her. What they should have done is instead of putting Jack A on 227, put her on this. Could you imagine that?
That would have been
too much.
It would no. I was just gonna say it would have been heaven on earth. It would have been heaven.
Hey Julia. I can't do it. Sandra.
You have to Mary. You have to like Mary. Right.
Mary.
There you go.
Julia.
Well, when you do it, you get that Truman Capote thing again.
So what you're saying is my Jack A is Truman Capote.
Oh my God, I want to see that show, Jack A as Truman Capote. Yes, please.
Just
off Broadway.
Just her in a wheelchair. And I talked.
Then I wrote in cold blood.
It could be like a one-woman show. Maya Angelou talks Truman Capote, and she does half her face like Truman Capote, the other face half like Maya Angelou, and she just goes back and forth because they have the same. My Angela is a little bit is slower down here.
Maybe she could have the people, now that she's on that soap opera, maybe she could have the soap opera producers like direct her in it and all of that.
Oh my God. You know she's in at least one, maybe two of the Wrong movies, right?
You told me.
Like you get your Jack A. Harry
That was the extra spice you peppered into that conversation.
Yes, you get
you
her.
knew I'd have trouble saying no.
Did you ever watch Sister? Sister.
Yes, of course I did. What was I going to talk to my fellow Black church friends?
They like Sister.
Yeah, they liked all those like family Black sitcoms.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them.
Did they like the Parkers too?
That wasn't considered a family sitcom, though.
I know. Did they like it?
In fact, like that was actually like a very controversial show. Well, that one and Moesha, they were not as.
Why was Moesha controversial?
Because they dealt with some pretty adult topics on there.
Okay.
Plus, you remember Moesha used to have like a attitude problem sometimes, and in our church, like that was not a thing. Like teenagers, that was not a thing you were allowed to have, because you just weren't. So that wasn't considered like very, very good to watch.
And then she ran over that kid.
Where was Whitney when you needed her? Where was Whitney when you needed her?
Babby!
Impossible!
All right, we've got off track. So, Allison's here and meets everyone. She goes on about how she's got controlling stake in Sugar Bakers, and how
then Julia's like, no,
and how it took her a while to arrange all the money to get it together. And Carlene's like, I thought your daddy bought it. Well, we find out that Suzanne's actually gone to Japan.
Oh, again.
And that Allison worked for Mario Barada, who Carlene's like, the mayor of or the governor of New York. No, that's Mario Cuomo.
Which was a wonderful name I hadn't heard in so long. Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah.
That guy. Well, so they go, there's a little bit more back and forth. Allison and Anthony go around to the little coffee area because Allison just has to have an herbal tea.
Same, girl, same.
And she's like, Anthony, I've got many Black friends. Also, I've got you a key for the Hobo Hotel that's near Suzanne's house. I've already moved all your stuff there. And Anthony's like, nope. I have a lease.
Did you think it was actually called the Hobo Hotel or just something that she called the Hobo Hotel?
I think it's just
I wasn't sure.
I don't know.
I mean, it was,
I bet you it was her way of saying Hojo, Howard Johnson.
Oh.
And because when he said Howard Johnson, it was like, there we go.
Okay.
But he's going to take her stuff and send it right to Howard Johnson. And she's like, what will I do there? And he's like, I don't care.
I like when he said, I don't care if you eat all of the fried clams until you pop.
Yeah.
I was like, this show is going in a new direction.
It is. So Julia tells Allison it isn't going well for her. Allison has a discussion about professionalism. And she bought beepers for everyone.
Boo.
Mary Jo's like, no, thank you.
No, not doing that.
No. And Julia goes off, but before she says fuck you to her, she excuses herself out the door because she has to go talk to her lawyer.
Yes.
Well, Allison now has a bunch of rules that everybody must abide by. Like, no more children in the office, no more, you can only go out on your lunch break and do things. It said you have to request time off. And she's going to be a bridesmaid for Marla Maples.
Oh,
And
okay.
everybody's very silent. She's like, "Didn't you hear me, Marla Maples?" And Carlene's like, "Yeah, I just don't think that's wedding's going to happen." You know who that wedding was too, correct?
Oh, yes.
Mm.
How appropriate that this episode happens around now.
Yep. Well, ding dong, there's a ring at the doorbell.
Hello. Hello.
And it's a man with long, luscious blonde hair.
And a wonderful orange tan.
Looking for Mrs. Sugarbaker. And Alice is like, "I'm Ms. Sugarbaker." And he's like, "Okay," and does a striptease for her. The button on the episode is watching him grind on her and her looking very uncomfortable. Do 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 do.
Even picks her up.
Do 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 do.
Which should not be allowed.
Do 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 do. You're right, because drag's not contact sport.
No, honey.
Hey, Maim, did you
Yes.
find yourself a Miss Georgia Wild?
Most of the outfits on this episode were not great, so I'm going to give it to that lovely white suit that Julia was wearing.
So that was my original. That was my
Okay.
original until we started talking about it. And the only one who could ever reach me was a pink bottom stripper man.
Okay. This is so weird that you said that, because I had literally just the opposite thought process at first. I was like, that pink stripper outfit was so great. I was like, but that's stupid. Like, let me look at the actual like ladies' outfits. And I went to like Julia. So like literally we came to the opposite conclusion in this moment.
Well, Maim, did you like this episode?
I kind of do like
I
the
didn't.
volleying.
So-
I know you didn't, but I like the volleying a little
What
bit.
volleying? What volleying? They aren't volleying. They're throwing things up and nobody's hitting back. Like, there's no volleying. They
I guess maybe it feels like they're volleying. I guess maybe they're not, but it feels like they are.
Jan Hooks is doing her best in a shitty situation.
Well, yeah, she didn't really get much chance to like shine in this episode at all.
No. Maybe the next episode will have Bernice.
Considering that Jan Hooks is supposed to be like joining the cast, like they gave her very little to do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that. Now I did think that her little PMS set of jokes was kind of funny. You know,
Oh, I forgot about those. I
Yeah,
forgot about those.
Those
Yeah.
are funny.
Those didn't happen.
Fix into something. I can't remember now what it was. Like FT something. Fix into start.
Fix and start. FTS. Fix start.
I thought,
And then the
that
cousins
was
in town.
cute.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah.
And so when she came in, she thought the cousin. Yeah.
I thought that was cute, but it was just like
cute. That was super
it's very
cute.
like
Super cute,
disconnected.
man,
But
super
you can
cute.
also tell that like they're trying to juggle having all of these people at the same time in the same space. Like they're not prepared for it.
They could have brought them one at a time in. They could have done this so many different ways.
I love that you think of this show as having good planning. Like, I love you think that.
Well,
when
it
we
was
know.
okay. It was a top-rated show the year before.
But it would, and actually stays top rated for a bit longer too. But I think the thing that we have to keep in mind is that it's top rated not because of the direction or the writing. It's top rated because of these amazing women.
It's true. That's true.
It has nothing to do like these are literally women that you could put almost anything in front of them, and they would be able to make it funny. The only problem is now they took out like the funniest of them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now they're trying to like
So
rebalance.
3.5 of the women. So because the Charlene, Mary Jo, and Julia, you could put anything in front of. Jan Hooks, you can eventually, right? Like once she knows the rhythm, you can do that. She's so fucking one note. She
you're
is
so
so this is
disappointed.
going to be 24 episodes of her having the same joke. It's almost character assassination to her. Linda Bloodworth Thompson's doing the same thing to her that she did to Suzanne, except because she's pretty, she's just a tight ass.
Well, like I feel like Linda took a character, right? Because all she essentially did in terms of this is she just took the same character and made it much worse. I mean, that's basically all she did, which whatever, you got to get, she's a working actress. She got to get her stuff. So I get it. But at the same time, I would be at the place where I'm like, okay, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can do a little more variety. Like maybe I don't have to be exactly the same as I was before, because that's not fun for me always, like having to play the exact same thing. Now you're making me play it even harder, like harder than I've ever done before. Now I'm actually being an asshole. Like it went from her being like annoying on Newhart to an actual dick.
Yes.
Now.
Let's see if since this she has been on a sitcom for an extended period of time.
I know she played the mother on some show.
So she was in Palm Royale, she was in 9 episodes of Palm Royale, which is the new Krista Wiig. Before that, she was... I'm looking for anything where she did more than 2-episode arc.
Okay.
She did 4 episodes of Shameless.
Okay.
In 2012.
That's an interesting one.
4 episodes of Drake and Josh in 2004. 5 episodes of Passions. So like she was on a week stint of Passions.
The soap opera?
Yes.
Girl.
She was Mother Superior.
Stop it.
4 episodes of Reba in 2001. Oh my God, that fucking show. I forgot about that fucking show. You were right. The Mommies.
Yeah.
From 1993 to 1995.
Yeah.
She was also in the Baby Talk TV show in 1991 for 12 episodes.
Like I said, even though this is the case, she still played the same characters in those two.
Yeah. Do you remember the TV show Hotel?
Yes.
Okay. Was it a comedy?
No.
Okay.
Do I remember it? That's like where I developed my very strange, one of my first unfortunate drawings to older people. That was like one of my first TV crushes.
Abe Vigoda?
No, James Brolin. James Brolin in Hotel was like one of the most handsome men I'd ever seen.
See, I think he's more attractive now than then. Like, I think older James Brolin is more attractive than.
No, I think both of them are great to me. But I did when I was a kid. I didn't understand the wording of it, but I thought that guy was so handsome.
You thought he was very handsome, wanted to be his best friend.
Yeah, something like that. Him and Gregory Harrison.
I don't even know who that is. In
the early 80s, I thought those two men were just like, oh, they make me happy when I look at them. I feel happy.
I'm looking for him? I mean, okay.
Gregory Harrison in the 80s.
Yeah, he looks skeezy in the 80s.
No, he does not. That's not skeezy to me.
He looks like a Trump.
He never played skeezy characters.
Tell me he doesn't look like a Trump.
No.
Look at that hair.
So. I'm looking at him. That's just very typical 80s looking.
Okay, I'm just saying.
You have to look up. You have to look up at the one where he plays the male stripper.
If this was like this, you couldn't tell me if this was Don Jr. or not. May, tell our dear listeners where they can find you.
Fine. Hello, dear listeners. It's me, Auntie Maim, your favorite relation. I hate sometimes how you are. You can find me hosting karaoke around Miami Beach Monday nights at the Gathering and Thursday nights at Killer Idol. Also, you can find all my other hosting gigs at I'mYourAuntieMaim.com, as well as links to my socials. How about you, Mims?
Hey, y'all. It is I, the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me online at DivineMissMims.com. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do you know we have
I'm sorry,
Patreon?
What?
If you get Patreon, Mims Maim, throw somebody at Maim.
Yes.
You know, we have another podcast.
What?
That's right. It's called You Slay Me. It's Murder, She Wrote podcast. And the other two are being resurrected soon. Oh!
Resurrected!
Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do you know we have merchandise?
What?
MimsMaim.com. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Know what I love?
5-star reviews.
I love them. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Judo, our dear listeners can reach out to us.
No.
That's right, dear listeners. Send us an email at mimsamaim@gmail.com. I should, articulate more. mimsamaim@gmail.com. Maim.
Yes.
Maim.
Yes.
Maim.
Yes, my dear.
Do you have
Yes,
anything
my
else to add?
dear. No, honey.
Then why don't you say goodnight, Maim?
Good night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.